What up, folks? What's going on, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to Shut Up, Let's Talk. Episode 60, folks. We made it, folks. One of my favorite even numbers of all time. It combines my two favorite numbers. Well, 0 is not a favorite number, but 6 is. So, whatever. 0 is kind of like, doesn't even matter, right? Anyway, folks, welcome, everybody, to the show tonight. I hope everybody's been having a pretty great week. It's been pretty decent on my side. I can't complain. Thank you, Steve and Claudio, already hanging out in the chat. The lovely Claudio. Familiar face of Shut Up, Let's Talk. Steve says he's watching his soccer games. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. I didn't even know soccer was still going on. So I think I forget sometimes that if there's no World Cup, there is still soccer happening. What's going on? Charlie Marley hanging out in the chat. He will be here very soon. I realize that I'm here by myself right now, folks. That is okay. I decided to start the show. Our lovely guest today, Sherm, will be here very soon. I realized I just called him lovely. That was the first adjective I could think of because I called my girlfriend that a second ago. So yeah, but we're just gonna get past that. That's okay. That's live TV, folks. They'll be here very soon, but in the meantime, I decided, guys, I will vamp. You guys familiar with vamping? During some live TV shows, or during some TV shows that get filmed in front of a live audience, at some point they're going to need to take a break, and they bring these people out to do something called vamping, and then they just talk to the crowd. They'll do magic tricks. They'll do cartwheels up and down the stands. It's unbelievable. I decided today, instead, in the meantime, I'm going to open up that awesome conversation generator that I've made use of on this show many times before. The first question, folks, what was the biggest thing that you've ever won as a prize? What's going on? Louis in the chat hanging out tonight. What's going on, my brother? Louis, really quick, answer this awesome question, my friend. What is the biggest thing you've ever won? And you know what's funny? It's almost like life brought you here, Louis, because you win you win some sort of lottery thing like every 3 weeks, man. I don't know how you keep doing it. You win it like 5 times. You got to give us the secret. I remember you mentioned writing a book at some point. What's the update on the book, my friend? The biggest thing that I've ever won, I'm trying to think about it. I mean, I've found money on the floor, but I don't think that's the same thing necessarily. I think maybe finding $20 inside of a bag of Doritos once, which I thought was pretty great. Yeah, what's going on, Abel, hanging out in the chat tonight. Yeah, the biggest thing that I've ever won, let's say $20 inside of a Doritos bag. In the late 90s, Doritos was doing this promotion, maybe early 2000s. They were doing a promotion where you would actually find cash inside of your potato chip bag. Actual cash. And it was funny because it was almost like life put it right in cue, because I was hanging out with my dad, and we saw the little advertisement on the bag as we're eating the chips, and I told him, we might win something. He said, man, these things, that's exactly how they get you to buy the bags. Like, these things never happen. These things, don't get your hopes up, kiddo. And I think the funniest thing, as soon as we open up the bag, all of a sudden I see a little white package in there, and yeah, there was $20 inside of there. So that was great. I enjoyed that quite a bit. And I didn't mean to shame my father like that, but it happened. Yeah, man. I think that's probably the best prize I could say I've won. Other things there was a period of time where I was finding lots of money on the floor. It almost scared me. I was like, man, when is this gonna end? It was almost like gambling without even placing a bet. It was awesome. Yeah, I think I'd found $20, and then the next week I found 50, then the next week I found another 20. It was unbelievable, man. And this was in like the teenage years where having that kind of money was, man, me and the fellas were eating good, man, for a few weekends. It was a good time. It was a good time. Louis says, laughing my ass off, the book is in progress, but I'm having legal issues. We got to get you a writer. We got to get you an editor, a publisher. We got to set it up, man. Louis, you know what? Louis should make a children's book on how to win the lottery. I think that entire combo right there, we got Louis, we got the lottery, and we got children's books. I think there's a lot of magic that could be made with that combination. My voice is cracking out. That means it's beer time, folks. So cheers to you, everybody, tonight. Thank you for hanging out on episode 60 of Shut Up, Let's Talk. Hope everybody's having a great night. And we'll move on to the next question. What is your preferred method of contacting someone? Email, phone, text, etc. Cool question. I would say my favorite way to get in touch with people is probably Facebook, man. That's probably why I try to do the podcast on here more than YouTube or Twitch or anything. I personally enjoy Facebook a lot. It can be a really negative place if you look that direction, but the cool thing about Facebook, you can kind of blend it to be, you can mold it to be what you want out of it. You can get the experiences you want. Just follow the people, follow like-minded people. That's what it's supposed to be about anyway. I think so many people try to just add as many different people as they can, and then they see all these opinions that they don't line up with, and then they say Facebook sucks. If you specialize it for yourself. Anyway, the point is, I'd say Facebook, because you have Messenger, you have comments. If there's pictures, if you want to comment on somebody's pictures, which I think is nice. Now there's different levels of engagement. You have like the hearts and the laughs and the angry faces. I thought that was a nice touch. Claudia writes WhatsApp and Facebook. Yes, I never really got into WhatsApp because I always had cheap phones and there's just no storage on those things. And anytime you would download WhatsApp, you could only have like one other app on your phone. It was unbelievable. So I didn't really stick with that. But cheaper phones they got more storage these days. So and as Claudia says, WhatsApp is her preferred method. So clearly it's become mine as well. Anyway. Facebook, man. I'd say Facebook. If I could really choose, I'd say MySpace, because MySpace to me was the jam. Yeah, MySpace was the space jam. That was the place right there. I thought the coolest thing about MySpace, I heard there was a lot of hackers. I think Miguel brought that up a couple of weeks ago on our episode about algorithms. He brought up the fact that there was a lot of hackers on MySpace because there was so much. It was so easy to just go in there and change stuff. So maybe that's not the best thing, but I really enjoyed the personalization of it. I think it got to a point where people exaggerated and you had like micro font, and remember people that would have really, really tiny little letters? That was kind of weird. Can we just say really quick, can we just banish email to the nether realm and never see it again? I mean, who uses email? I really hate looking through email. Email annoys the shit out of me. You gotta log in almost all the time because Google's always kicking you out if you do something. If you if you use somebody else's, if you log in from anything, Google just kicks you out. It's slow. Now if you upload something more than 25 megabytes, it turns into a Google Drive link. Like, what's the point, man? Like, why can't I just send somebody a Google Drive link? On Facebook. On Facebook. Sorry, I coughed all over the mic. Yeah, man. Email. Goodbye, email. I really hope to not see you at some point because it's getting old. It's getting really old. Anyway, folks. Next question. How many email addresses do you have? What very email-themed questionnaire today, guys. How many email addresses? 2. I have my regular one, and then I have the Shut Up Let's Talk Show at gmail.com, which if you guys have anything you guys want to send or, don't send me chain letters. Let's not take it back to 2002. But if you guys want to send anything to the show, you guys have any suggestions, you guys want to send your work, music, whatever, something you want to share, feel free to at shutuplet'stalkshow@gmail.com. Do you prefer a quiet night at home or going out to a big party? Anybody that knows me is probably laughing right now. Everybody knows that I stay inside here all the time. I think I brought it up a couple of weeks ago that it takes time in order to try to be good at something. I don't think it takes much more than your time and obviously your effort, but that kind of goes hand in hand, right? Yeah, man. I got to spend the time to try to make music, to try to do the show. Takes time, dude. Thank you, Juan, for hanging out in the chat tonight. How's it going, my friend? Long time no see, man. Juan is one of the craziest drivers I've ever met in my life, but I guess, that's what he's into, man. I remember you had that, was it a Corvette? You had a nice Corvette at one point. It was an old school one. Or no. It wasn't whatever. Anyway, folks, it might have been a Camaro. Anyway, guys. What were we talking about? What was the last question? Yeah, quiet night at home. Definitely the quiet night at home, man. I could be working on music. I could be figuring out ways to make this show better, which I should probably be spending more time doing. Time is a luxury, man, and you got to spend it wisely. So, I spend it on those things. There was another question, but it skipped, and the next question is: are you scared of dying? Wow, very real question. Thank you, Alexander, for hanging out tonight on the chat. How's it going, folks? Are you scared of dying? Let's all answer that question really quick. Very heavy one. We didn't expect on episode 60, but I would say yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and you know what? That's probably why I spend so much time inside the house, man. I try to keep it. I guess I try to keep it, play it safe sometimes, you know. But it's hard, man. I mean, you know, I care a lot about my mom. I got a lot of unfinished things that I, you know, still want to do. Music that I still want to make. Places I want to go. Things I want to see. You know, I don't know. I think there's. I think everybody, all of us, have a very untold story. I think we should all be allowed to talk. Charlie says ta heavy. It is pretty heavy. Alexandra waves. Hello. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys are you guys scared of dying? I don't want to say you should be or anything like that because that holds a lot of people back. But I couldn't blame you if you are. I guess I'll say that. Unless you're Lil Wayne and you make songs about feeling like dying. Oh, okay. Describe your perfect first date. That is the next question tonight. Thank you, Jay, for hanging out in the chat tonight. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out on episode 60 of Shadow Let's Talk so far. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. What have you guys been up to? Feel free to hang out in the chat. Congregate amongst yourselves as well. This is a big hangout. That's what the chat is for, after all, I guess, right? That's what reminds me of, like, the AIM days, man. We all get to hang out here and just, I don't know. It's a hangout without having to, you know, bump elbows. Describe your perfect first date. I think the perfect first date really depends on the person, you know? I thought the way that, obviously I'm going to tie it into how I met my girlfriend, yes. I thought the way that we met was really cool, and I'm not saying it because she's, like, right there, but I actually thought it was legitimately cool. We met at the local bar that, you know, we all normally go to all the time. I had known her, I'd seen her in high school many, many moons ago, and it was this nice feeling of familiarity while still getting to know somebody, and I spoke about the podcast, ironically. She was telling me about something she was really passionate about talking about. And we got to, I don't know, we that was kind of a first date. We kind of met off of this really nice organic conversation, which I thought was cool, man. I thought it was nice. Yeah, it was fun. So I will say, Charlie says drive in with drinks. Ooh. Incriminating information aside, that sounds nice. Yeah, that sounds cool. You know? I like it. A perfect first date for anybody in the chat tonight. Feel free to go ahead and drop that one in. I like that question. That was cool. Sorry for that really weird squeak I just did, but I was excited. Next question, guys. If you could be any celebrity, who would it be? That's interesting. I think we get so caught up in, you know, trying to be who we are that we don't really try to put ourselves in other people's shoes too often. So I think that's a cool question. If I could be any celebrity, maybe I'd actually be Keanu Reeves. Me and somebody, I was talking about him to somebody earlier today, and they were talking to me about how humble he is and how cool he is, and it's very true. He does still use public transportation. He doesn't charge people for photos. He's not a douchebag to anybody. He seems like a really cool dude. He's made some interesting movies that just, you know, Bill and Ted, a movie about hanging out. Basically, Bill and Ted was kind of like Shut Up, Let's Talk in the 80s, right? I guess. I'm also talking about Wayne's World in a way, but that whole vibe, you know, I thought that was cool. And he just seems like a cool dude. And then he made what is it, the Matrix? He didn't make the Matrix, but he was in the Matrix, which, whether you like it or not, pretty radical stuff, man. Claudia in the chat says she'd be Charlie Chaplin. He was cool. A great performer. An icon of his time. I like it. Charlie in the chat says that he would be Almighty plus Ultra. All Might plus Ultra. I don't know what any of that means. But if that's a reference to some sort of anime or something like that, could we consider Goku a celebrity even though he doesn't exist in reality? He exists in some other show. Yeah? Yeah, right. Sailor Moon, Claudia says. What is okay, next question. What is one thing that you would like to change about the world? Wow. Yeah, I like that question. What's something you guys would like to change about the world? I think something I would change about the world would be competition. But you can't really eliminate that necessarily. That's how you get success, and that's how you get breakthroughs, and there's always somebody trying to outdo the next guy. That's how we come across so many great things. So I don't want to say competition, but maybe just, I don't know, negativity? Is that like the cheesiest question ever? I'd like to take all the negativity out. Is that too hippie of me? You know, I'd like to change that about the world. Why does everything got to be so? Why does everybody have to be so miserable? Why does everything have to suck? You know, what the fuck are you so sad? And of course, I'm saying that. Why the fuck are you so sad? Of course, I'm just saying that everybody has plenty of reasons. I'm not trying to take that away from everybody, but we just get so caught up sometimes, man. I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's so easy to get lost inside of a miserable cycle, man. And you know, a lot of the time we expect people or we'd like people to pull us out of it. Gotta pull yourself out, man. That's how you build that emotional muscle, man. And I'm no better. I get caught up in my own things all the time, but I still gotta tell myself that stuff to try to, you know, gotta look at the light. Even if you don't walk towards it. Claudia says mental health problems. She would change that. She would like to change the stigma. You mean? Like, you know, the people looking down on everybody with mental health problems, or you would change
mental health problems itself. Like, I will eliminate.
Claudia says she would eliminate mental health problems from the world. Well, that'd be great. That would be pretty great. I like it. Wishful thinking, folks. I enjoy that. Next question, folks. What is your favorite party game or board game? Nice switch up. I would say Pictionary. I love Pictionary. I've had some really good times with that. And I like to draw. I used to draw a lot, so that was a great game for me. What about you guys? I really want to get more into Monopoly. Monopoly seems like a great time, but then it just takes forever. It never ends. Everybody just... What's going on? Cynthia Ortiz hanging out in the chat tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Claudia says, but how can we know positive if there's no negativity? Yep, I completely understand you on that one, and I agree with that. Same thing, yeah. You know, same thing with competition, right? Like, I'd love to eliminate that negative, nasty, I'm better than you attitude, but then how do we come across all these great things that we come across? You know, if everybody was satisfied with just drawing stick figures, then how do we get to the Renaissance artists that did the amazing stuff they did? Anyway, next question, folks. Oh, Alexander in the chat says Heads Up and King's Cup. Oh, I forgot about King's Cup. Which game is that? Is that a cards game? I don't remember that one. Heads Up is a good time. I really enjoy. I don't know. I guess you know what? Let me eliminate my Pictionary answer and say beer pong, because beer pong, that's just a great time, man. I enjoy it. I don't like when people get too caught up and they start making all these micro rules. I really hate the beer pong rule people. Like, dude, come on, we're just throwing balls in a cup and drinking beer, right? Like, can we not, you know, can you not with your fucking got the rules written in your back pocket type of bullshit? I cannot stand that kind of stuff. Alexander said that King Cup drinking game. Yes, I feel like I played it, but if it's the same game I'm thinking of, then clearly I didn't remember it. Oh, it's Ring of Fire. Okay. Also known as, because I know I played that. Alexander says cornhole. I do not know what that is. I guess you know. What's going on, Daniel? Hanging out in the chat tonight. Good to see you, my man. It's been a long time, brother. Hope you've been doing well. I know you're up in Colorado. Looks like you're having a good time up there. That's I visited Denver a long time ago for about a week, and it was a good time. I liked it. That was before all the fun stuff there, so I didn't see it for that. Met a lot of cool people, a lot of blonde people with dreadnecks. Dreadnecks. Did I just say dreadnecks? Wow, that's awesome. That's gonna be. You know what? I'm saving this for the blooper clips. Dreadnecks. All right, that's gonna be shut up. Let's talk slang right there. We got dreadnecks. That was the best thing on the planet. Anyway, sorry. I'm trying not to laugh at dreadnecks, but I just gotta let me move forward. I saw a bunch of blonde people with dreadlocks, also known as dreadnecks. Sorry guys. Sorry. That was too good. Anyway. Alexander says you're cut off. Yeah, seriously, man. I've only had 2 of these beers, and these are light beers, man. These are like 4%. Christ almighty. Anyway, folks, Daniel says epic, and Alexander says you're cut off. Anyway, folks, I hope everybody's having a good night so far. She said cut off. My bad. I don't know why I said dreadnecks. That was amazing. But they were very nice people. I was selling gemstones at that time, and I just remember everybody showing me their fossil collection, and it was really cool. Anyway. Everybody in the chat says... No, the next question is, what is one thing that you could not live without? It's Something you couldn't live without. That's interesting, man. I don't know. Love? No, I'm kidding. That's too easy. Something you cannot live without. My guitar, man. I need that music, man. I need to let it out some way. I feel like I talked about it before. I love drawing and I like doing the podcast and all this stuff, but I feel like with guitar, I really get to actually speak, you know, what I really feel at that moment or at that time. I think that's my favorite way to communicate. So I would gotta have that six string nearby. Alexander says a purpose. That's a beautiful answer. Let's send a heart to that answer. Yes. Cynthia Ortiz says her glasses. The struggle. That sounds rough, man. Thankfully I have good vision. But I've always wondered, you know, you put on other people's glasses. I think we've all done that before, right? And except for the people that already wear them, I'm sorry. But that's always an interesting thing. You always wonder, like, my God, what is it like? What is it like? I can't imagine, like, what do people have to deal with when they go to the beach? You know, taking their glasses off. Some people have contacts, and then their contacts get knocked out, and all this crazy stuff. That's got to be. Cynthia writes, the struggle is real. I can only imagine. That sounds like rough times, guys. She says she can't get out of bed without him. That's tough. What is your vision? What is the that little ratio they give you? Oh wow. This next question from the conversation generator is very interesting. The question is, what is the best thing about your gender? Very interesting question. And I was originally not going to entertain it, but you know what? I think that's something interesting to talk about. The best thing about my gender. That is it's a strange answer. Really quick, Cynthia in the chat says, not fun. I don't pray a zombie apocalypse never happens. Yeah, a zombie apocalypse with some bad vision sounds like a crazy time. Alexander says, dude, I just saw A Star is Born and it was great. Is that a movie or is that a new show? I'm not. You guys need to drop in your Netflix recommendations. I need to. My girlfriend needs to force me to watch some new things because, as my girlfriend knows, I watch Friends most of the time. And is it the best show in the world? Probably not. It's not. Well, it's pretty good. It's pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I've seen it more than 20 times, unfortunately. I watch Friends quite a bit, but I need to move on it. Daniel says small nipples. Was that the question? Was that what you can't live without? Oh no, sorry. That was the best gender. Okay. Small nipples. Man. You ever been at the pool and just some people got these milk dud nipples, these strange dinner plate, giant squid eyes. It gets crazy, man. And we're talking about men. Alexander says free drinks. What's the best thing about your gender? She says free drinks. Yeah, cheers to that. You know, I guess so. Daniel says no. I love that I can lose my hair fast as fuck. Yeah, well, is that I don't know what hair you're talking about there on your head, or like we could shave our beards, or I don't know. I think beards are nice. Why? Because you get lazy and you just put that thing on and just forget about it. You know, maintain it once in a while, but a beard is an easy, I don't feel like looking good kind of thing. I like it. That was an interesting question. I like it. Next question, folks. That's a difficult question, man. Best thing about your gender. Like, that's tough, man. That's got me thinking. Maybe if we come across a better answer, guys, feel free to drop that in the chat. What's something new that you learned in the past week? I learned that following Facebook algorithms can help a lot. I've been, like I said, we did an episode a couple of weeks ago about learning how to use Facebook properly because they change their rules for engagement all the time. I think the engagement that I've been doing now, less hashtags, a little bit more focused kind of stuff. You know, I try to share stuff that's a little, that I think is actually pretty damn funny, you know, versus stuff that's okay. I think, you know, just giving people better content, and it's not about trying to, you know, it's really just about giving people good content. That's what you want to do at the end of the day. You want good content. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Something new you learned standing up. Alexandra says she learned how to pee standing up. Well, that must have been interesting.
She never does it in the shower.
Yeah. Claudia says she never does that in the shower. But
Maybe.
well, I hope you had a mop nearby, just in case. Very interesting. Daniel says yes, his head. Okay. Daniel was talking about the hair on his head when he was talking about losing hair. Something new I learned in the past week. I learned that Spotify is going to be changing their system for uploading music, which kind of upset me a little bit. My favorite thing about Spotify was that not everybody can just upload their music. You normally had to go through a service, which, you know, if somebody does not have any money at all, I feel, you know, it sucks. But at the same time, for people that, like, I think that was SoundCloud's biggest downfall. So that, you know, that kind of. Oh. Okay. I was about to say. Alexander says no, I can't do that. But I meant that. Oh, she says I can do that, but I meant that might be the best thing about the male gender, peeing standing up. Sorry guys, there's a weird delay in the chat sometimes, and you know. Things can get thrown around sometimes. Anyway, something new that I learned in the past week. Yeah, Spotify's going to be able to allow you to upload stuff a lot easier now. Oh, I think our guest might be here. What's going on today, folks? What's happening, folks? We got the crew. What's going on, folks? What's happening, guys? Everybody hanging out in live TV. What's going on, brother? Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
What's going on, brother, man? Pleasure, man. Grab a seat wherever you guys can. Sorry, folks.
All right.
Grab a seat, my friend.
Oh, for sure.
Episode 60 of Shut Up, Let's Talk is live and in concert. What's going on, everybody, for hanging out?
What's going on? What's going on?
Anyway, guys, everybody in the chat hanging out tonight. We've been answering a couple of questions, guys. You know what? Best time to walk in.
Yeah.
We're doing a random question generator, and the question was, what's something new that you learned the past week? First of all, we're joined along here with Herm, rapper and artist, as we introduced earlier. My bad.
Yeah. What's going on? Nice to meet you, man.
Good, man.
How you doing, man? It smells good in here. I like the smell, man.
Thanks,
Smell
man.
curry chicken at the door and weed smoke and you know, a little bit of cats in here.
Hey, man. Oh yeah,
I didn't smell the cats, but just the weed smoke. But you know,
it's a good time, man. What can we say, man? It's episode 6 of Shut Up, Let's Talk, folks.
So what did I learn in the past week?
Something new in the past week.
Something new in the past week. Well,
I had to really think about it.
I learned that pity, the word pity. I learned what that really means.
Oof.
And sometimes, like, you know, we might do nice things for people, but if you're doing something nice for somebody and it's out of pity, you know, you shouldn't be doing it because, you know.
Yeah, it's not coming from the right place.
Yeah, it's not
right?
coming from the right place. Maybe not from you, but, you know, if somebody's asking for a favor and they're making you feel bad while they're asking for the favor, like, yo, you know, this and this and that, and I'm behind on this bill and that bill, that's already pity.
Yeah, nobody likes
from the
excuses,
jump,
right?
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So that's what I learned in the past week.
That's interesting. Hey, that's something heavy though, man.
From a new friend.
I'm out here talking about Spotify. You talking about pity? No, it's true though, man. I was saying Spotify is actually gonna make it a lot easier for you to upload your music these days.
Yeah, I heard they changed something, right?
Yeah, they're allowing some people to upload their music just off the program itself.
Yeah, like regular artists, underground
Yeah.
artists,
Which
new
I
and
think-
upcoming artists.
Which I think is good. You know,
yeah.
I think it's good. Feel free, guys. Cheers
Hey, man.
to you, my friend. Thank you for thank you for coming by on the show.
Good hospitality, bro.
Thank you, my man. We were talking about Spotify, man. I think the biggest downfall of SoundCloud was the fact that they just made it too easy to upload your music, man. That Spotify,
SoundCloud?
Yes, obviously SoundCloud. Yeah,
Yeah, like they didn't run it by anybody. Like
Nah.
people could be uploading a fucking like this conversation right now, for
Yeah.
instance.
And the thing is, a lot of people were pirating music on there, and a lot of DJs were putting mixes with everybody's music, and nobody was getting cuts. And the biggest person not getting a cut was SoundCloud. They weren't making any money. They had millions of users, but no cash.
No money, yeah.
And that's what happened with social
free.
media.
It was too free, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what happened with social media for a long time. Facebook actually was almost going to go under because nobody was making money off it. That's when they started doing these ads, and now people started making pages, and then people were paying for revenue or paying for ads, and it turned into a game where you kind of go back and forth with them. So it turned interesting, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Thank you everybody for hanging out in the chat tonight. Folks, we are joined along. Thank you everybody in the chat for hanging out. We got Crystal, we got Nelly hanging out in the chat, we got Danny in the chat, Alexandra, bunch of rad folks.
All right.
Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. The middle of the fucking week.
Hell yeah.
My cat is
I
going nuts on
I left the
everybody.
$100 cooler at the boat ramp, man. But
No.
Yeah, but when this is all said and done, we're gonna cross our fingers, go back over there, and we made a bet if the cooler's still there, we're gonna chug all the fucking beers. Right there. We're not leaving till we chug all the beers.
Hey, cheers to that, man. So, Sherm, thank you for coming on the show tonight, my man. So, what do you do, man? Who are you, brother?
You're welcome, man. Well, I'm Sherm. What do I do? I've been preparing for this interview my whole life, actually.
Hey,
you know,
radical.
But
glad to be here.
I make music. I make music. You know, I'm an artist. I've always been an artist. You know, visual arts. You know, a lot of hands-on stuff. You know.
Yeah, man. How'd you start off?
With drawing in class, and then that turned into, you know, rolling blunts, and then rolling blunts turned into like.
That's an art, man.
Yeah, it really is. Truly. I still remember my first blunt. It came in a purple tube back when Dutchess came in tubes and shit, before the aluminum foil and the clear plastic.
But the Philly-sized Dutchess?
Yeah, the big ones.
The big junks?
Yeah, it was a bunch of regs and a big grape Dutch.
Every sounds like the teenage
blunt.
years.
Yeah, back when a $5 sack was like 2.7 grams, you know?
Yeah, you could live back when you could live a whole weekend on $10.
Yeah, exactly. But nah,
Good
you know,
times,
what
man.
do I do? Hit the link in my bio. I got a song called What I Do. The video's pretty self-explanatory on what I do, but you know.
Well, I got the video ready to show if you're down. If you're down to show a clip of it.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
So let's
just
check
a
out the
snippet
music.
though, you know.
Yeah, let's give him a little 30-second.
Yeah, 30
and,
seconds.
This is Sherm, What I Do. And I don't know where we're at right now.
Oh man.
Who are these people?
That's me right there. I'm in.
You're in this video? I thought it just went on some playlist because I didn't. It wasn't supposed to be playing here. I don't know what. Let me HTML and let me delete this. We got some behind the scenes stuff going on right now, folks. Enjoy. Dude.
But yeah.
Oh, that opened up Facebook. It's all a shit show, folks. I love it. It's a good time. Don't worry, folks.
Yeah.
We'll do it in Tuesday. Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, but nah, what do I do? Like, you know, I'm a very positive person, bro. Like, besides the music and all that shit, I'm always uplifting the people around me, you know, if you really want to know about me.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best type of people to have around you, man.
Yeah.
You gotta get rid of the negative people, man.
So, like, you know, like, one thing is this, too. Like, people see my music and shit, and, you know, music is something to judge people off of, you feel me? And it's like, bro, that's only, like, 0.004% of my life, you know what I'm saying? And people are always changing on the daily. Like, I could have made a song last week that, you know, I might not even like anymore because it's not how I feel anymore. You know what I'm saying? True. We're always growing and changing as people. And a lot of this music is, you know, it's old. Like, I could write a song 2 years ago and come back and touch up on it 2 years later.
Yeah.
And, it, you know, that doesn't mean it's not a banger or not relevant or sound new and up to date. But, you know, I'm a whole new person when the video's done and shit, you know?
Absolutely, man. But you know what? Music is a lot of songs are like a snapshot, man. A lot of it's like a frozen moment in time. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like about it too. Like how I was feeling at that very moment. You know. You know, we're all on this journey called life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, songs are a good outlet for energy, and I'm just a vessel, bro. So sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes
we're all of it in the same day, man. Like
exactly, bro. Exactly. So.
And there's a song for every. There's a moment for everything, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's the fun thing about music, man. That's what I like the most about messing with guitars, man.
Looking at the cat, man. That's a cool cat, bro.
My cat is. I was telling everybody about him. My cat looks cute and cuddly, but he's a killing machine, bro. Like I think he's cool. I think
he wants to slap him.
Yeah, he does. But my cat is very standoffish, man. Like he loves where he is, and when he feels like somebody. My cat is growling. Yeah. This is amazing. Hey, sorry guys, I had to calm my cat down really quick. Anyway, you know what?
Slap boxer.
yeah, real shadow boxing at night every time. Man. I'm telling you, dude. Every time I walk to get a glass of water, dude, he always hits me in the back of the foot every night. He always tries to like troll me in the dark, man. First topic for the night, folks. Today we're talking a little bit earlier about an artist's personality versus their work. And actually, Kanye West obviously inspired this topic because earlier in the week he was saying some crazy bullshit about slavery, like he always does. And we're not gonna focus on that. Yeah, basically.
I don't know. I'm very like out of the loop when it comes to a lot of shit. I have to find out through Instagram or my peers.
You're better off that way, man. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't help anybody half the time, right?
Yeah, but I know who Kanye West is, though. Period.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the thing about him though, like, I feel like a lot of the time I can't tell if he. Sometimes I feel like the reason why people believe in Kanye West is because I feel like they always think he's like winking at them. You know, he's like, I'm doing some crazy shit, but don't worry. This is a plan. It's all a plan.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah, because if you listen to some of his interviews, he's always like they're never gonna let us in until I talk to Ralph Lauren.
I feel like Kanye is one of those people that just knows a lot of things that most people don't know, or has a certain perspective on things that other people just might not have yet.
That he's seen things.
Yeah. Maybe not seeing things, but maybe, you know, he knows just some info, some intel that we just can't grasp fully. You know?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, it's a different
know,
world, man.
bro.
It's a
You
different
never
world.
know, man.
It's a different world, I guess. You know,
I mean, think about when he first came out. It's funny. We was just talking about Kanye at the crib earlier. Think about when Kanye first came out. He was like an outcast, bro.
Yeah, he
like,
nobody wanted to mess with him.
Who is this guy rocking these pink polos and fucking Louis bags? It was like a new scene to the rap game. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye had his own wave of fans, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just like all the skateboard kids that was listening to Lupe and shit when Lupe came out.
Yeah, that's true.
Kanye had his own little whole wave of hype beast kids that was like, you know, waiting for the new Yeezys and like rocking polo and Louis V and shit.
Yeah.
Like when he came out, like that Louis V shit started popping off for real.
That's absolutely true. And you know what? Even in the beginning of his career, like when he was producing for Common and making all these like soul sample beats, he had a whole different crowd at that time. You know, he was going for like the
And,
like
you know,
some of the old heads almost.
Yeah, exactly. That's how he gained a lot of his respect in the hip hop game. But a lot of people they don't think about that. You know, they think about, oh yeah, you know, just the surface of Kanye West. They're not thinking about, damn, this guy's making all his own beats, he's engineering all his own shit. Like, you know, that's a multi-talented individual, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's a creative.
He's a designer. He's a fucking fashion designer. Like, you know.
But you know, I think his biggest talent is his marketing, I believe, you know?
For sure.
Because so many people have the talent, but not the ability to yell as loud as they can and make everybody hear them.
You know what it is? He's a controversy sells, and Kanye West is a controversial person.
That,
yeah.
You know what? You know, and we'll go into this last thing about Kanye really quick and talk about the thing. Everybody keeps saying that Drake has some sort of secret on Kanye West. That Drake knows something that would apparently ruin Kanye.
Didn't hear about it yet.
And he hasn't said it. No, he hasn't. You know, nobody's came out with it. Kanye did a whole apology thing. Blah blah blah. I wonder if it's the fact that maybe him and Kim Kardashian or whatever are really not in love, or maybe they have just a business relationship or something. Like, I wonder if it's something like that. You know,
maybe they're swingers.
Oh, that I know they are. Because I mean, I know there's many stories of them.
He's a sick
sharing
fuck.
people.
He likes
and
to
stuff.
quick fuck.
Yeah, so that's Kanye. But going back to what we were talking about, artists versus their personality, and just like Kanye, not a lot of people do take time to see that he does a lot more than just he's a performer.
Yeah.
And you got to look at everybody for every title, for every hat that they wear, and all of us kind of wear hats as performers. I mean, even right now we're hanging out and we're talking, but it's a live performance, man. We're all hanging out in front of you guys,
we're
and
entertaining you.
We're trying, yeah, exactly, you know,
For
and
free.
Yeah, for the free. Cheers to everybody hanging out in the chat tonight. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Zula.
Nothing is really free though, you know. So
absolutely, yeah. Well,
all this shit costed money.
Hey, we know we said it earlier, and it was funny. It's a Kanye West quote, actually. Time is the biggest luxury, man. And you know what? The fact that we give it to each other is the best gift, my friend.
Yeah. And
that's the coolest thing.
That's real, bro. That's real. Yeah.
So
something new I learned this week again.
There, you know what I mean? And yeah, man. So artist versus the personality. Personally, I'm somebody that cannot. If I know that you're an asshole in person, I probably can't deal with your craft. You know, like Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is an asshole. Everybody knows that.
I could deal with somebody's art better before I know that person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because then we get to judge it.
Yeah. Then you get to know them. You know, that's when you know relationships with anybody, friendships, girlfriend, boyfriend relationships. It's once you get to know them really good, it's like the love is gone. You know.
I see what you mean.
That's why it's like you gotta have a real big heart. Like no matter how well you know a person, because none of us are perfect.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. Everybody does have their flaws. You know. Yeah. It's tough, man. I mean, you know what? I guess where I draw the line is at some crazy racism or bigotry, basically. You know, I think that's where we draw the line, right?
Ignorant shit.
Yeah, like, you know, if you're out there trying to, you know, I don't know, like a O.J. Simpson. Think about O.J. Simpson back when the whole thing happened in the 90s. You know, everybody knew O.J. from the 80s or whatever, or whenever he played football. I don't watch football. But whenever he played football, they know him as, you know, O.J. Simpson, the football player that was in a couple of movies. He was in Airplane, I believe. You know, they know him as that guy, and then he did the murder. The murder thing happened. I don't know whether he did or not. People wanted to side with him. You know, like the entire communities wanted him to win.
Yeah,
because a lot of people they didn't separate that. You know, they were like, nah, you're the. It's the Bill Cosby thing. People want to love Bill Cosby because he's the pudding pop, you know, crazy sweater guy.
Yeah,
that makes the family friendly TV.
He was popping more than pudding.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, man, but that's But now, is anybody out there still watching the Cosby Show? Or did it ruin the Cosby Show for you, or did Or
I mean, I don't know. Were motherfuckers really watching the Cosby Show?
I think shit. I don't. I haven't seen it in like 5 years.
Maybe on like fucking I don't know.
Growing up,
what they play on the cable nowadays, but
yeah, I bet nobody.
Speaking of OJ, man, it just makes me think of not the fresh orange juice I had this morning, but
which is the best in Florida, by the way.
My buddy Flo
We're at the
Kane.
place for that.
My buddy Flo Kane. Good artist, friend of mine. Flo, shout out to Flo. I know you're probably not watching this shit, but yo, shout out to Flo, man.
Shout out to Flo.
Bro. He said, he got a little OJ punchline in there, but what's the song? Glove on for these bitches, cause I don't wanna have these kids, they too loose. Anyway.
Oh man,
sorry for going off topic, but yeah.
No. But I can't get past somebody's personality. I mean, when I found out that everybody grew up with Earthworm Jim. I don't know if you guys remember Earthworm Jim.
It's a video game, right?
It was a video game, and I think they made a cartoon. I don't know which one was first. I don't know if it was a comic before. I don't know. Earthworm Jim. I dug it. Thought it was cool because it was crazy. It was 90s. Found out the main dude was a massive homophobe. Couldn't mess with it because I was like, no matter what, you're a hater.
Yeah.
You just hate it. You're just a massive hater, man. You're just trying to stop somebody's happiness, somebody's shine. Like, what's the point, dude? Like, you already made it on your own. Go, like
he's probably got something wrong with himself. He's probably a little gay,
Yeah, it usually is like that a lot of the time, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what we've seen.
We've seen the
pattern.
He probably got like sexually molested by his like freaky uncle or something.
Maybe a lot of that's some suppressed stuff right there.
Yeah.
Nelly in the chat says, "What I do video up?" ? So is the video up?
It is up. Go to @I'm_sure_man. Hit the link in my bio. It's always up.
Yeah, and actually on YouTube, if you search your name on YouTube, that's actually the first suggestion.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's Sherm What I Do. First, when I looked it up earlier, that was the first one. So.
Wow, I thought that was only on my laptop, man.
Throw it up there. Yeah, you know what? All right, so let's freestyle a question really quick, and then I'm gonna throw that clip up because I do want to play that. I was stoked about that. I like this. Random question to Sherm right now. What is one thing you would change about your home?
My home?
Yeah, interesting question right there.
Yo.
Yeah, like damn. All right.
One thing only? God damn, bro. Fuck, bro. One thing only. Well, my home. I'm pretty satisfied with my home, but if I had to change one fucking thing, I don't know, man. I'm pretty humble about my crib, but I'm gonna think of something for the chat. Think about my fucking home. All right, I wish my stand-up shower was like a big fucking jacuzzi tub. You feel me?
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I miss taking like a long bath after a hot fucked up day, Now I gotta go to the ocean and shit.
That probably is one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, never thought about it.
And plus two, like, my son is 2.5 going on 3, and I gotta carry him like in the shower. I can't throw him in the tub like most people have the ability and luxury.
How old is he? You said 3?
Yeah, or I'll make his ass stand up.
That's a big age, man.
Feel me? Yeah.
That's a crazy age, man.
Yeah, bro.
3 is a heavy time. That's a big transition time.
Yeah, terrible twos, man.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
So, really quick, let's go ahead and let's check out. I think I might finally have it working. We're going to check out. Yes, I do.
All right.
And let's go ahead and full screen it. There you go. And this is Sherm What I Do.
Este es el traquero, el barrio, el cuatro. ¿El cuadro? Estoy en el cuadro. Yeah, driving these tops, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. Pull up stunting, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. Stacking up guap, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm at the top, yeah. How about you? Yeah, how about you? Can't fuck with you, cause you acting new, yeah, that's what it do. I busted these ops and I busted you. I cut you off, yeah, that's on you. Stacking up guap, the color is blue. Just drop my top, the paint candy red. Run up on me, how you dead? Passenger seat, she just gave me top. I'm swerving these thoughts, I'm keeping my heart. I don't talk to cops, yeah, that's what you do. The whip push the start, and Yoshi's in park, you don't have a clue. Came up from nothing, I'm straight out the mud. If I was your dog, I'd be a pure breed, and you just a mutt. See, I'm in the cut, counting it up. You mad cause you stuck, still.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you. I love you. All right, cool. That was Sherm What I Do. Very radical video. Who shot that, actually?
That was actually Juice. Shout out to big homie Juice, man. Big shout out, man.
Very cool.
Justin, man.
Hey, Jamie in the chat says up next.
Director Jay Gomez, bro.
Nice.
He's a good very good at what he does, but he's a good friend of Mike, young Mike from 20K Visuals. 20K Visuals, they shot a lot of stuff for a lot of people, Kodak Black being one of them. But his right-hand man, Juice, actually shot the video for What I Do. We got another video coming out soon, as well as the album. December 20th is coming out, my first album. All the songs are produced by me. Hey. All the beats, you feel me? A lot of features from very close friends of mine, a lot of friends and family on that album. Real pumped about that. I've never dropped an album, just EPs on SoundCloud, on YouTube beats and shit. So a lot of love, a lot of emotion, a lot of energy, blood, sweat, and tears going into this shit for real, man.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
What's the song on there that you would like people to, like what's one
right
one
now,
in particular?
Right now, the only song that is out on that album is What I Do. Right. That's why it has a video. That was my first real professional, video that really turned a lot of heads when I dropped it. We had 2 other videos before that, but it just didn't make as much noise, man, because people want to see A1 shit on Instagram, bro.
Yeah, absolutely,
If they see a half-assed video, they're going to keep scrolling, man. They're not going to take you serious,
Yeah, it's
so
true, man.
You get what you spend, man, and Juice, thank you, bro.
It was a great video. It was shot really well, man, and it was very cool stuff. I mean, everybody just saw it just now, so yeah. Nelly in the chat says a lot of craft. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Macaroni and cheese.
For real. Mac and cheese all day.
Yeah, Zuma says 4. The number 4. Cool.
What's number 4?
I'm not sure. Zuma in the chat just wrote
yeah, facts. It's 4.
But,
4's up, doors up. Feel me, zone 4 shit.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
I see where right now. Nelly says, "Hey," so maybe in reference to the video. I like the way that it was shot really nicely, man. I gotta make a video for myself too, man. So I mean,
hey, man.
I see we're both producers at this point. I didn't know you actually made your beats.
Yeah, I do.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
so
I made that beat.
On that? I'd like to hear about it.
Yo, for real.
How'd you start off on beats?
Started making beats with Flo Kane. So crazy. I just talked about him earlier.
Cool.
Started making beats with my buddy Flo, man. He's still making beats like at least once a week. Like that's how he is. He's still perfecting his craft. And he's perfected his craft, bro. You know what I'm saying? We started around the same time, and he put in a lot more work than I did with the beats and shit. Like I kind of strayed away from it. Got lost in the sauce for a couple years, fucking around. But Flo's always been real heavy in the beats and music, and he's that's how we started. We started together, bro. He knew a little bit, I knew a little bit, and with our brains together, we learned the program little by little.
What are you using?
FL.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we started on like FL. I don't know.
I started on 7.
Yeah, it was one of those. It was
Back
probably 7, bro. Probably FL.
Started on 7. The last one I used was 11. 7-11. Is that an Indian joke? Right.
I don't even know which one I use right now, but Fruity Loops is good. Then I got into Pro Tools around the time.
Nice.
My son came, so about 2.5 years ago, I started using Pro Tools just because I got tired of relying on people, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I want to record a song. I need studio time, and
yeah, come by.
Yeah, and you don't get your drafts, and you can never go back and touch up the song, or if you need to change something, you gotta wait for their schedule, and it just got crazy,
Nah, I agree, man. That's kind of why I stopped being in bands, man. Like I used to just play guitar in a band, 16, 17, and it was cool, but I always wanted to. It's annoying when you're the only one writing music sometimes, or when you just gotta wait on people, or anything like that.
Yeah.
You just want to let it out, like.
Facts,
the worst thing is having a message and not being able to say it. Like that's sad. People die, not being able to get their point across, and that's the true tragedy right there.
And time is, like you said, luxurious, bro.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And you got to perfect that, man. Like,
yeah.
It takes time, dude. Like,
it takes time, bro.
It takes like
it really does.
How many hundreds of beats does it take until you learn the one technique that changes all of them after that?
All of them, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
And then you look back at all like 100 songs you made before and think, damn, like
so
if only
true.
I knew that one mixing secret to get that bass just right.
Yeah, and even with Pro Tools and everything, man. It's like that for everything. You know?
Yeah.
Practice, repetition is key.
Absolutely.
Repetition, man. That goes with working out, with trying to remember something.
Yeah.
Again, repetition is like consistency.
Gotta build the muscle, man.
Yeah.
And everything. I like that, man. So I guess the only walk away from that, earlier we were talking about artist versus the personality. To wrap that topic up really quick, I can't get past it. I think, Sherm, I think you said, you could kind of look past it a little bit, right? Like, or no. Or you just gotta know the work first.
That's the thing is once
So
I get to know them, if like man, you know, I don't want to throw dirt on anybody, but like, you know, let's say you like somebody's music and you get to know them in person, and it's just like, you know, they do something that's against, you know, your way of living or your morals and your way of life, and you just can't fucking rock to their music anymore because of that, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may be.
It's tainted, yeah.
So it's like, nah, you know, I'd rather just enjoy their craft and, you know,
Just cheer them on.
let their
from afar.
private life be their private life,
I'm with you on that.
you know.
Cool, man. I like that. I like that. Next topic on the show tonight, folks. Let's go ahead and talk about the lifespan of hip hop, and that's a very heavy sounding thing. But I thought about it because, and it's not to say hip hop will die. I don't think it will, but I don't think anybody that used to listen to rock or anything like that thought that was going to get kicked off. You know, I mean, look at, you know, there's no rock bands on the radio nowadays. Like you don't even get a Nickelback on a Y100 anymore.
Sure.
You know, and Y100, that's the top 40 station in Miami.
I remember growing up to 94.9 Zeta.
Zeta, yeah, man, the good stuff. They had all the good stuff on there, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of people ever thought that there'd be a day where there just wouldn't really be any rock on the top 40 radio, you know. And we look at hip hop, like hip hop is really it's taken over since what, the early 2000s on the top 40.
Man,
You know, ever since, you know, Nelly couldn't stop making hits. You know,
it's been a while, right?
and then because there was a Southern takeover with the whole crunk movement and everything like that. And then that branched out into, you know, 50 Cent, and then the New York got a look, and then West Coast got a look.
Texas.
Yeah, so everybody started getting, you know, different cities started getting different looks. Jeezy
Yeah.
came out with I Put On For My City. Then
Yo,
people started
Atlanta.
representing every
Snowman.
city. It turned into a thing.
Can't
What
ban the
point is-
snowman.
Yeah, so point is, hip-hop has been on a run for like, what, 20 years almost, you know?
Yeah, running
And
shit.
yeah, you know, as the main radio source, like trap music came in. Imagine 2010 when Ross dropped Teflon Don, Rick Ross,
Don't know.
something like that. It was 2010, 2011.
I remember Port of Miami though, for sure.
that was a great one.
I was in high school and that was like fucking major for Carroll City, like
Absolutely,
big fucking W.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you think BMF, the song BMF, that turned into every trap song after that. Because if you take out BMF, that one song, that was the wave of every song after that year, because it had everything. It had the hi-hats, it had the 808s, it had the simple, you know,
You gotta play it
line.
for me, bro. Maybe not right now, but you gotta play it for me because I'm like.
I think I'm Big
I'm
Meech
bad
Larry Hoover.
Oh,
that
that's
song.
BMF. Oh,
Yeah.
pff, yeah. Whoa, yeah.
That
Whoa,
song,
whoa.
you know, and I'm saying that one song because that was one of the biggest. That's what brought that sound in. Lex Luger produced that song, and
Lex Luger.
yeah, trap legend.
Yo.
Anyway, if you like that kind of music, but the point of this whole thing was that there's been a takeover for the last 8 years with trap music since Teflon Don came out. Today's trap music. Do you think it's ever gonna? You think it's gonna end at any point? You think there's another 5 years left? 10 years?
Nothing
left?
lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. Like
Nice.
And you know, there's a lot of hate with all the quote unquote new wave rappers or quote unquote mumble rappers.
Okay.
A lot of controversy. A lot of the old hip hop heads and shit getting mad at all these young kids out here. You know, but my opinion is like, let's keep it real. It's saucy, bro. You feel me? It's
People
saucy.
enjoy it, man. It's a wave.
I fuck with the new wave, and they really are like a bunch of fucking rock stars, bro. Like the new hip hop wave is like a bunch of fucking rap stars. It's really what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and it is a new genre of rap. You know, just like New York got their sound, 1990s got their sound, and the 2000s has its sound. Now we're in the new wave of sound. Is it gonna change? Are things gonna get different? Is what's on the radio, the mainstream, maybe gonna, you know, edge off into less pop or more pop? I feel like that pop shit will always be like, you know, the songs that hit number one or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
a Katy Perry, Adele type of thing. That's always gonna be there.
You know, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing lasts forever. I'm looking forward to the next wave though.
I like it, man.
You feel me? I'm looking forward to the next wave. Like, what's the next wave gonna be?
So, you know, and I'm excited for the album coming out. But if there's a sound that you could explore, well, this is like an artist question.
Yeah.
If there's a sound you could explore, some
Yeah.
things that you haven't messed with yet but want to,
All right.
what would you? Where do you want to go with your sound?
Old school music boxes, like them shits that wind up. You know, the metal barrel with the little metal nipples on it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know that shit. like old lullabies, motherfucking a lot of old video game sounds, like, you know,
Cool.
really fucking with sound itself, you know, sound effects. We're really big into that shit, you know, like
Absolutely.
the detail stuff. Like, you know, Eminem used a lot of sound effects in his music, and it's almost like
Yeah, he
you can
did.
visualize things.
Yeah, you know what? If you listen to not the real Slim Shady, the actual song, if you listen to that, the beat, it does sound like a little Fisher Price toy.
Really?
You know, but like the main
Yeah.
melody, you know, it's like a little tinkly tonkly type of.
Yeah.
You know, it's very.
Facts,
it's supposed
facts.
to be. It's supposed to sound silly. That's not no serious sound.
Yeah, for sure,
You know?
for sure. And I
Very
feel like
interesting.
that sound is a very happy sound. Like,
Absolutely.
people hear shit that they heard when they was a kid, like, you know, video game sounds and shit like that, and it makes you feel like it's nostalgic. You know, it's a
Absolutely.
nostalgia, brings you that sense of nostalgia, like, oh, I've been here before. Oh, ooh, what's that sound? You know, like, oh, what did we heard an instrumental on YouTube, they sampled like fucking Backstreet Boys. Oh no, Cry Me a River, that shit.
The JT joint.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
Timbaland on the keys.
You
no,
feel
no,
me?
Scott,
Like-
actually, it was Scott Storch on the keys. Timbaland
Yeah,
produced.
Scott
it.
Storch is coming back too. I've
I
been
love
seeing
Scott
his
Storch. He's
shit.
one of my favorite producers of all
Yeah,
time.
bro. He had, you know.
Scott Storch messed with the brown people, yo. That's where he got his sound from.
Yeah, bro.
All the Arabian people he be hanging out with in Dubai.
I want to go to Dubai, man.
Dubai is a beautiful place,
Fucking
man.
dying to go to Dubai.
That's where people be. You know, that's where people have G wagons with cheetahs in the passenger seat.
Fuck, bro.
Um,
Take me to Dubai, bro.
Nelly in the chat says Miami needs to come back.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you know, I don't want to
Shout
say,
out to Mike Smith, yo. You feel me? I've been trying to get him a Carol City shirt for mad long and shit.
but
Everybody in Carol City. I'll be like dropping comments on Gunplay shit, like, yo, free Carol City shirt, yo. Fuck.
Nice.
Send me one of your boys to come pick it up.
yeah, why
Like,
not?
yo, I just want you to get your shit, you know? Rep
Jamie-
the hood.
Jamie in the chat says Miami has the biggest wave right now. And in a
Yeah.
way, I would agree with you. I mean, you know, I know X.
Fuck yeah. I
X
mean,
just
we are a
passed. He's
fucking
South Florida.
peninsula.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of people
Fucking
out of
5 to 6
the
foot
Broward
seas.
movement right now. There's a Broward movement.
There
going on.
is, bro. There's a big Broward movement, yo.
Cassie in the chat says new wave in motion. Absolutely. What else is going on in the chat? Cassie in the chat says copyright wind up music player live and effect. Wow. I don't know what was cool.
She probably had
set
a
of
typo or some shit, you know.
words. That was a cool set of
Maybe
words. It
she
was
left
very
the
rhythmic.
fucking
That sounded like a Run DMC song right there.
voice recognition was on and she hit send on accident.
Cynthia says Sherman's gonna be the new wave.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
what's good?
No
Cynthia?
doubt, right? So the lifespan of hip hop. You know what? I don't think. Good point, because yeah, everything does have a lifespan.
Yeah, bro.
Nothing is forever. I would like to think that hip hop could be there forever, and it has been for a long time. But I do wonder what is next. I mean, you know, since when the EDM wave rolled in, think about how that changed the radio for a long time. We
time.
couldn't get rid of an EDM type
Yeah.
song for a long time.
Yeah, they had like a
big-
techno fucking station.
It was just Rihanna on EDM songs.
Yeah.
Everything on the radio was that at one point.
What about when hip hop wasn't even out? Remember, like,
Oh, like back in like early '90s. But you know what though?
no, hip hop
sorry.
wasn't a thing. At one point in time, there was no hip fucking hop. You know,
That's
like,
true. Yeah, it was just like Journey and the Eagles on the radio, right?
Yeah, bro. What a
Hotel
boring time.
California.
I
Right.
definitely would have been doing a lot of way more drugs back then. I think.
Well, I mean, I think the rock stars really pushed it out more than the rappers ever did. I think the rappers mostly just pushed out trying to, at that time, or late '80s or mid '80s
Yeah.
hip hop. I think they were just trying to push out, getting out of your neighborhoods, and it was a certain "I'm flyer than you," Grandmaster Flash type of
Yeah.
LL Cool J. I got my big ass gold chain around my neck
Yeah.
type of thing going
You know
on.
what's crazy too? I feel like the style now,
Yeah.
like the rap style now is very rocky, bro. It's very goth, yo. Straight
Yeah,
up.
dyeing your hair.
Painting the nails, spikes, fucking chokers. Like, yo, it's goth as fuck.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Actually,
You're
so
welcome, bro.
because that was something I needed to bring up earlier.
I fuck with the goth wave, yo. Like,
That whole thing. So
Real.
earlier we were talking about how rock got pushed out of the radio. Did it really? Because if we look at today's hip hop, like, you know, when I think about the metal and the rock and whatever that I grew up with, like Slipknot and things like that, right?
mm-hmm.
You think about Slipknot, and then it's like, you know, basically the guy already had dreadlocks. You just had to put a mask on him.
Yo,
You know, the
Slipknot was
lead
lit.
singer Corey Taylor. You know, so I don't know. Is what we have today stage diving?
it's
You know,
fucking rad.
you
bro.
have all the elements of rock and roll and
Absolutely,
punk and
bro.
metal. Even in production, for all the producers out there, just take a trap.
A lot of new
hi-hat,
shit though.
and put
too.
on a kick drum.
A lot of new shit too. They're sampling a lot of like acoustic guitars and shit, like Gunna, Lil Baby, like
A lot of guitar in these days.
put in
which
a
I'm happy- I'm
Gunna
happy with.
type beat, Lil Baby type beat. You got a fucking guitar riff, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Anthony in the chat says
This
Zone
is the
4.
new hip hop is the new fucking rock and roll, bro.
Hip hop is the new rock and roll.
That's-
I mean, it is.
Hip hop is the new rock and roll. I'm gonna say it one more fucking time. Hip hop, the new rock and roll, straight up.
But you know what? It's hard for anybody. Even if you want to deny it, you probably couldn't. Because I mean, look at what Travis Scott is doing with his shows. Crazy, huge stages, floating platforms, mosh pits, jumping off that big platform.
Mosh
in the
pits, bro. Come on.
Mosh pits at hip hop concerts, folks. Like, we're not kidding. It's
That's what
happening.
people want. Music to fucking mosh to. Music to jump up and down to and just fucking shake your
Just go
fucking
nuts, man.
hair even if you don't have any.
Yeah, pretty much, man. That's what it was. And that was the whole thing, man. Like, there is a big wave of music these days that it's got all the elements of rock and roll, but it's just brought to you in the form of,
808s and
808s.
fucking
I was about to
hi-hats.
say 808s. Or the same thing. Yeah, so, it's just brought to you differently. So I think it's interesting. Lifespan, I don't know. Maybe. Let's say if I had to put one, I'd say maybe 5 years, and maybe something else might take over.
What's gonna
But
be
that's still a
dope
big
though?
maybe.
What's gonna be dope though is 10 years from now, playing all the shit that is coming out right now, 2017, 2018. You feel me? Like right now. I think.
Yeah.
I look forward to 10 years from now showing my kids this shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like straight up.
Absolutely, man. And you know what? Let's talk about Mash Company a little bit, brother.
Yeah.
What's Mash Company all about?
Well, MASH was started by my brother Charlie Marley. You know what I'm saying?
Also hanging out in the
Shout-
live studio
big shout
audience
out to
tonight.
Charlie Marley coming live from the 300 and motherfucking, you guessed it. But yeah, that's what MASH is. You feel me? MASH Co. You feel me? We got a little bit of everything, man. Dropping straight trap gear for the streets. You feel me?
So multimedia
Swag,
company,
sauce,
clothing.
shirts, man. Yeah, shirts, but it's a little bit of everything. MASH stands for must always stay humble, must always stay hungry, must always stay honorable, must always stay healthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just think healthier, eat healthier, think wealthier, move stealthier shit. Like,
Whoa,
But yeah, MASH Co. is
that's a mission statement right there. Hell yeah.
MASH Co. since I would like to say since 1947. What's this for? Oh yeah. Feel me? We taking off. You feel me? That's what that means. I stole this logo design from the Illuminati actually, but we'll get into that on another interview. But yeah, MASH Co. I would like to say since 1947, but I think it's been realistically since like when the fuck did we when MASH Co. Oh wait.
High school. I remember.
I think he's wrong, bro. He had to guess that shit. It's like 06, but you feel me? MASH.
Good 07, 08.
Yeah, no,
07
it
point
was high
since
school.
2007.5. You feel
I
me?
remember seeing Mash Co. from the corner of my eye since high school.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen you guys
lit.
around for a long time, man. Because
Yeah,
I
bro.
graduated 2010, so
And we've
I've
come
seen
a
you
long
guys.
way. Like, and people are always like, they'll ask me for certain shirt designs, and they'll ask my cousin Charlie for a couple shirt designs, and he's always like, "Yo, hit up Sherm, hit up this, hit up that." Like, and it's like, bro, we don't step on each other's toes. Like, I advertise my brother's shit, and he advertised my shit. And if somebody needs shirts, I send them his way, and if somebody needs shirts, he send them my way. Like, it's simple as that. You know what I'm saying? There's no competition. Like, we both got sauce. People want the shirts, and that's that. You feel me?
I like
But
it. Man.
yeah.
So what's the next plan for Mash right now? What's the next big move that everybody should be? looking out
Well,
for?
Charlie's like a manager, bro. Mash, he's a fucking mastermind, and we're really spending a lot of time and energy into promotion and doing things more professionally. You know, we've got like checklists and meetings and all types of group chats. We're always fucking going back and forth on a lot of things, different shows. We want to start going on tour soon. We got more videos coming out.
Cool.
We're always talking about, how to get this shit to the people. If we're not shoving it down their throats, chances are they're not buying it, not listening to it, not clicking the links in our fucking bios. So that's what we're doing, bro. We're trying to keep our foot on their necks and shit.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Shamu.
Shout out to Shamu.
Young Shamu.
Hey, I've heard him. Good.
Yeah, Young Shamu.
Good work.
Great artist. He's mashed. You feel me? Day
Absolutely.
one, La Familia shit.
And this is not advice. This is a conversation. But social media algorithms, man. I highly recommend you guys check them out.
we've been googling this shit, man.
I
We've
just
been
looked
doing
it
a lot
up
of
2 weeks
research.
ago.
Yeah.
Check it out, and this is some insider baseball for everybody hanging out in the chat tonight. 2 weeks ago, I did an episode with Miguel about social media algorithms. What is that? That is the formula that Facebook wants you to work at, or Instagram, or Twitter, or whatever you're using. Everybody has a different one. They want you to interact a different way. If you're posting every 5 minutes, they're gonna think you're a robot, a bot. And they're gonna block your posts, because if you post too much, they think that you're just somebody trying to get out, some sort of thing that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
And that's why they want more organic stuff these days. And they changed up their algorithm, their code. They changed it up maybe 5-6 months ago. Nowadays, if you put more than 5 hashtags, you're gonna get blocked a lot. So now they want you to put 5 or less hashtags.
3 or 4 real juicy ones.
Yep, five extremely relevant.
What's your
hashtags.
name, bro? What's your name, bro?
Alazar.
Alazar. That's right. I said it at the gate coming in. Alazar, dropping fucking gems, bro.
It's helped me a lot in the last 2 weeks,
Yeah,
brother.
you're
I'm
dropping
not gonna
gems, bro.
Shut up, let's talk, guys. Episode 6.
You guys owe him money for this. You gotta. He's fucking telling you the game instead of selling you the game.
That's what it's all about, man. But 5 hashtags for Instagram, especially 5 hashtags relevant.
Interesting.
If you post a picture of or a video of music and you're writing visual art hashtag, that's a fuck up. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And I learned that the hard way. So I took a 4-month break, and then I tried to get back into the social media. I was doing my old tricks. It was not working. And I looked up a few videos, did some research, and then I learned a whole bunch of stuff. Last 2 weeks, I looked at my engagement. And engagement on your social media, if you look at your analytics, engagement is how many people, or you have reach and you have engagement. Reach is how many people it goes to, and engagement is how many people look for 2 seconds. Maybe they click, maybe they, whatever.
Drop a like, comment.
Yeah. And I went from 200 one week to 280 the next. For the 2 weeks that I did this social media, I went from 280 reach to 500 reach.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you double your reach just by putting engaging content. So lately I've been putting memes up that I think are fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? some top quality, some Dankridge Alaska memes.
The internet's juicy, bro. I love the internet.
The internet it's constantly changing, my friend. Tony in the chat says algorithms are trash. Yeah, they are, dude, because they make you play by their game. But you know what?
Yeah,
in a way, I like it because they're blocking off all the people I don't care about.
Yeah.
Man. The people that really try to just push their shit out and don't care about building any community.
You know what I've been doing recently, bro? I've been driving around my fucking hood, stopping in the liquor stores, corner stores, barbershops, all that shit, and like, yo, I'm trying to sell these Carol City shirts. Oh, you don't want to buy one? Take down my Instagram. See you later. You feel me? So I'm a firm believer in really putting in that footwork. You know?
Absolutely, man. That's the best way to do it, though, man.
You gotta put in the footwork, man, because if not, people think you're fucking joking around.
I'm not gonna lie, it's true, man. Because these days, it's so easy to get a good camera because a lot of it's already on your phone. Everybody has a good camera these days. You could make somebody look successful, but until they act successful or act like they care, not successful, but until somebody acts like they care, it's a different thing, man. Chris Rock said a long time ago, man. You got a flat tire. You get a flat tire. People pass by, and you put your thumb out, try to wave people down. They keep passing you by, but until you push your own car, people pull over and they help you push. Like they want to see that you're helping yourself first.
Yeah.
So
this is so fucking true.
That's a big thing. So you gotta. They want to see you doing some extra work. Like they want to know you make
fucking true. Back to the pity, bro.
Yeah.
That's pity if you just sticking
Gotta
your thumb out, bro.
least,
That's
man.
pitiful. You sticking your thumb out?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Start pushing.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man.
And then maybe I'll help you push too. Yeah, no, it's true, man. So that's a big thing. It's a lot of the time, it's easy to get busy worrying about yourself because it's a competitive life, man. But it's really, people don't mind supporting you. They just gotta know they're supporting the right cause, man. I think that's the biggest thing.
Meditate twice weekly, bro. At least.
It does help.
I
agree.
Yeah.
Introspective, folks. Introspective. That's where we try to keep it on le show. Tony in the chat says grind mode, bro. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
100%.
You gotta grind mode all the time, bro. 24/7. Like,
yeah,
every person you meet, if you just say fucking hi, bye, $20 on pump 4, have a nice day. Like, yo, you gotta slip that in there. Yo, hey, by the way, are you on Instagram right now? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Follow me.
Yeah.
Just for the fuck of it.
You know how many Uber hustlers I've seen? How many people on Uber try to push a business on you? It's unbelievable. But in a way, even if it gets annoying at some point, I'm still happy for him because I'm like, you know what, go for it, man.
Yeah,
it's all good. Like, you know, just go for it. Why not? You know,
get it how you live, bro.
Yeah, and that's and in a way, that's kind of what I do. You know, with the podcast, like being able to have different guests. And actually, I was gonna say earlier, me and Sherm are meeting for the first time. Me and everybody in the room today are meeting for the first time today, which is cool.
I want to say it's my first time here. It is my first time here, but not my first time in Century Village. I know you don't know that, but the last time I was here was to visit my ex, R.I.P. Maddie. She's gone, but that's the last time I was here, yo. That's crazy. So driving in, I had some I had some flashbacks, shit that I haven't thought of in 4 or 5 years, bro. No joke. It felt
heavy,
good
bro.
though. It felt good, bro.
Hey, cheers to that, man. That's heavy, but
bro.
That's heavy, but it's all about introspective, folks.
Facts.
It's all about seeing where you've been and where you're gonna go.
Yeah, bro.
But you know, I don't know, man.
Cheers to that.
Cheers
bro.
to that, my man.
Cheers to that, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Hey. But I don't know, man. I was saying earlier in the beginning of the podcast, I used to use all my best friends as my guinea pigs. So I was like, all right, guys, even if you don't want to be, let's just be on a podcast for a little bit.
We do that daily.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like your best friends are your guinea pigs, man. Those are the people you're going to use as your listeners, as your viewers.
That's my deck mate right there. That's my co-captain, but he fucking sucks, bro. He left the beers at the fucking boat ramp, man.
Well,
okay.
you know, I don't know, man. I think it's good to have a support squad. And
No, I'm good, thank you.
And you know what? I think one of the biggest things, man, I think we were talking earlier about Mash Company. I think the biggest thing to have for any company, podcasting, music, car insurance, whatever, clothing, whatever you're doing, build a community, man. You gotta build community. I think that's the biggest thing, man.
Absolutely.
The coolest thing for me is when I see people in the chat actually talking to each other versus us, which I think is the coolest thing, because that's how you want to see people interacting with each other, like building community over one thing.
It's about doing positive stuff, bro.
Yes.
You know, build a community of people that you can do positive stuff with and amongst. Like, look at X, R.I.P. Extentacion. He had a big community of people, and he was spreading a lot of positive messages and positivity, man, you know. And that's really what I want to do. And there's not much of that in the music, unfortunately, because a lot of music comes from a very deep, personal place. You know, it's not easy living in America. I do a lot of things I wouldn't like to be doing. But anyways, besides that, shout out to X. The community thing and starting movements, like, you know, it's all about positivity. I want to start doing like a trash pickup day, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
cool.
clean it up one hood at a time, one piece of trash at a time, one spliff at a time. Like, you come out, help me clean up, yo, you get a free joint. If you don't smoke weed, I'll give you a hug, bro, you know?
Yeah.
But I want to start
hugs.
Yeah, like every Tuesday they let the prisoners come out and clean up around my hood. So every Tuesday morning you'll see all the prisoners in the jumpsuits and shit picking up trash. Yeah. But there's a lot of spots that they don't pick up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of spots that there's just trash that you could tell has been there for fucking years, bro. I'm not kidding, like years. Like, you'll see a fucking Corona can that's fucking completely faded out. Or a Dutch tube. When the fuck's the last time you saw a Dutch Masters tube? You know, like, and you find shit like that laying around the hood all over the place, bro. Yeah, bro.
Wow, man. That's
so
crazy.
yeah, we gotta, like, you know, too many people are used to just tossing shit out the window, bro. Toss it on the floor, bro. Toss it on the floor of your car and throw it out when you clean out your car, you know.
Absolutely, man. Nah, that's important, man. And
yeah,
that's a big thing. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people. It's a big thing about hip hop.
I'm fuck, man. I'm talking about keeping the earth clean and shit, but that's how I am, yo.
Man.
Like,
hey, you know what?
Fuck, man. We gotta give back to our fucking mother nature, you know.
Positivity is a lot more important these days than it used to be. Yeah. I'm telling you, it
is, because it's a fucked up world we live in.
Yeah, exactly, man. Positivity is much more popular than it ever was before, and it's a beautiful. And I'm glad that it is, because, you know, for a long time, I don't know, man. I can't deal with the negativity too long, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta look at something better, man. Because I just can't keep. And that's what I try to do on the show. I try to just keep it introspective. Even if we talk about negative things, I'm always gonna come at it from a positive light. You could give us your negativity, but, you know,
bro.
It's just, you know, anybody. Like I said, I try to keep the topics open.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear. You know, my dad always told me, listen to everybody, but always do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But listen to everyone.
Absolutely.
My cat. I'm sorry. My cat is just on the next level rampage right now,
Yeah,
man. I'm
he's
telling you,
chilling.
man. My cat. If he could destroy buildings like Godzilla, he would do it every chance he got.
It's like, fight me, nigga.
Yeah. Ironically, he's he's the most well behaved cat until he wants to kill. He's unbelievable. Anyway.
I'm allergic to cats, but not
Are you allergic to cats?
Not at the moment though. I'm good, so thank God for that.
Nelly in the chat says, "What do you think about the flat Earth?"
You know what? It's not important. The shape of the Earth doesn't matter. It's more about the reason why they've been lying to us about everything. Like, it's not even about the shape anymore. It's like, yo, what's good, NASA? What's really going on? Why haven't we gotten back to the moon?
You know, my girlfriend believes that we never went to the moon.
Yeah, because we haven't though. You know, they tell us that satellites are orbiting the Earth. That's bullshit. You know, that's bullshit. You know, type in on YouTube ISS spotting. You'll never fucking see it. You know, The Simpsons predicts a lot of shit, bro. There's an episode on The Simpsons where they hit a fucking home run. The ball hits the roof of the stadium, the ceiling cracks, and water comes pouring into the fucking stadium and floods it. All this shit goes back to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The great floods. Space is not what they say it is. The Earth and the moon is not what they say it is. There's a lot more land masses out there. There's not a limited amount of countries and fresh water. There's way more continents out there, way more water out there, a lot of undiscovered land that they don't tell us about that is documented on paper. Admiral Byrd, I know I'm going off topic, but Admiral Byrd was an explorer for like the fucking government or something, and they sent him on a mission to go beyond the poles, and they found a lot of land, bro. You know, so fuck the shape of the Earth, bro. It's just, why all the lies? You know, they've been confining us to such a small amount of lies and fake truth, and it's like there's so much more out there, and everything we've been taught is a lie. I'm a firm believer in every single thing that they have taught us is wrong. Science continues to disprove itself every year, you know, so nothing is really what it seems.
I feel you, man. I mean, it's, you know what, it's tough to argue with. It's tough to argue with it, but it's tough because anybody that has something to argue with it, what's their argument? That somebody told them that?
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, but
so it's tough to, you know, and that's what I'm saying. It's like somebody just tells you info and then people take it as fact, and then they run with it. So that's what I'm saying. If anybody even wanted to disagree with
like,
you, what's your biggest
if they teach us,
disproof?
like for instance, I was talking about this with my pops the other day, and he didn't know that gasoline or crude oil was a fossil fuel. You know, my dad dropped out of school at a very young age. And, you know, he just doesn't know a lot of the common shit that most of us were taught in school. But he knows a lot of other weird shit, too. But, you know, fucking oil is the second most abundant fluid on this earth next to water. And it is replenishable. And it's not it does not come from dinosaur dicks and bones in the ground. You know, we would have ran out of that shit a long time ago if that was the case. Because dinosaurs aren't even real. But that's a whole other story.
There you go.
Yeah, bro.
I like this topic, man.
Yeah.
I have to do a part 2 of this at some point.
Yeah,
I like
bro,
this,
it's
man.
fucked up
cool.
shit, bro.
You know, it's funny. My sister is one of those people that's like, like looks up Illuminati stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And she's like, I remember at one point she told me to try to give up music because I probably wouldn't make it because I wouldn't.
That, bro.
That's exactly what I said. I was
Your
like, what the fuck is he talking about?
fucking mean. I hope she's not here, is she?
Oh, fuck her. But you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's just. You know, she's trying to tell me to give up music because I probably wouldn't make it if I didn't join the Illuminati.
You know, making music isn't about... This is the thing, too. A lot of people are like... there's a lot of people making rap and getting into music because they want to wear diamond chains and push a Phantom. You know...
Yeah, not everybody wants to be Drake, dude. Like,
yeah, bro, it's not about that. Like, if that's what you're making...
top number one.
If you're making music because you want a bag, like... You know, just stop.
That's your reason, then. But
Stop,
it ain't music.
Yeah. Do it to get a message out or a vibe across, and you know, music is about feeling a certain way when a certain song comes on. Like,
absolutely,
do that. You know, don't do it for the money.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
sorry, Mike in the chat says, "Ain't nothing on the moon. Regolith is useless for industrial application." I don't know what regolith is, but
I don't know what that is. But there's fucking pyramids on the moon, bro. And there's pyramids in the fucking the Antarctic, bro.
Tony says music is from the soul.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly where it should come from because I mean, if you look at rock and roll, it came from blues. If you look at blues, it came from the soul. Actually, it came from Negro spirituals, and those came from the soul.
Yeah, bro. Blues. I like blues. My dad grew up listening to a lot of blues. My mom grew up listening to a lot of Barry White, Aretha Franklin.
My dad was all about Earth, Wind, and Fire.
All that
Cool
good
in the
stuff.
Gang,
All that,
Brick,
bro.
War, Gap Band, all the good
those are
funk.
some, you're listing some real good ones there.
Dude, like I luckily I came up on some great stuff. I got to thank all my dad for all my great bass lines these days.
Yeah, that's
Every
dope.
good bass line I got is definitely from there.
That's dope, man.
Thank you, man. Well, you know what?
I would love to hear a fucking bass line. Maybe another time. I know we're doing an interview, but for
All right, we'll find time, my friend.
I've been wanting to pick up a guitar, man. To be honest, it's always
Yeah?
been one of those things in the back of my mind.
Hey, man,
Just
if you
to,
ever
you
need
know.
any advice or any just like a jam session just to kind of get you used to it, man. There's plenty of
I
guitars out here
enjoy
to
just
play.
watching that shit. I love watching live instruments, live music, you know.
It's hypnotizing, bro.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
hypnotizing, my
It's
friend.
dope. It's dope. I wish I had a personal band, like, you know.
Yeah, man. You know what? The thing about live music, it's a hypnotizing experience because when I think about it, every time somebody's playing live, you can't help but just keep looking at them. And even if you, for a cynical way, even if you're waiting for them to fail, I think that's what. Hey, sorry, my cat just cut it out. My cat, when he hisses, that's a bad sign. My cat is hissing at people. That's a bad sign, guys. I gotta be Papa me. So,
Cat whisper.
yeah, man.
Psst, motherfucker.
And ironically, he stopped, right? But yes, as we were saying, Crystal in the chat says, "Do it, you'll own it." Absolutely.
Do what? What are we doing? Whispering to cats?
Yeah. Nelly in the chat says, "What influences you, Sherm?"
What influences me? I listen to a lot of this new wave shit, you feel me? I'll listen to I'll find a new song and fucking listen to it 100 times until everybody around me's fucking tired of it too. But I've been listening to Go to Town by Doja Cat on repeat. I don't even know why. It's like a chick song, but that shit's lit.
It's catchy, man.
I was listening to Glock Inside My Bands by Smoke Perp for a month straight. Yeah, so what influences me? The new wave of rappers, but I grew up listening to a lot of shit, man. Outkast, Nas, Biggie, Pac, Big L, Big Pun, fucking, a lot of stuff. Even old school shit. Eric B and Rakim, fucking, I remember finding a Cypress Hill CD outside of motherfucking Cracker Barrel with my cousin,
Nice.
and I heard a bunch of Cypress Hill gems that I have never heard, that you could tell a Cypress Hill fan was like, yo, how come there isn't a greatest hit CD with fucking, and they made a CD and we found that shit.
That's amazing.
You feel me? And it was fucking lit.
What happened?
Better when it's straight to the camera.
Oh yeah. So good.
But Cypress Hill is great, man. All I know is Tequila Sunrise, and I heard the Temples of Boom album because my stepbrother had that.
Yeah, bro.
Great stuff. But yeah, man. I love it, man. It's been a good episode today, brother. Is this your first podcast?
This is my first real deal interview, bro.
What do you think about it, man? How's the?
It's pretty lit because people like being around me, and I'm starting to learn this. I guess I'm a fun person to be around and shit. But this shit's easy for me, bro. Like I said, I've been preparing for this my whole life. We talk to people every day, and that's just some shit that I'm good at, you know. So
It's fun, man.
yeah, bro. Pick up
Good
trash. Don't throw it out the window, kids.
And don't make music that is that. Also, guys, thank you so much for hanging out on episode 60 of Shut Up, Let's Talk, folks. It's been a good time so far, guys. Been a
Fuck
good
yeah,
time,
bro.
right?
Hell yeah.
I think we might
Alizar?
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure, my friend. My name is Alizar Chand. If you guys want to follow if you guys want to follow me, it's at Alizar Chand.
Yeah.
If you guys want to follow the show, it's at Shut Up Let's Talk all over the webosphere, the interglobe, the space that is the internet. Guys, if you guys want to follow Sherm, where can they follow you at, my friend?
That's at I as in igloo, M as in Mary, _ sure, SURE _ man.
Awesome.
I'm sure, man.
And the album comes out
December 20th.
December 20th, folks, just in time for Christmas.
December 20th.
Absolutely. And really quick, if you don't mind, I might just go take a piss really quick.
Yeah, go ahead,
while you answer Nelly's question.
Yeah.
What was your first album that you ever owned? And I'll be right back.
I can't say I remember that, but I can tell you one album that I did own a long time ago. It's so funny. We were just talking about this shit. A fucking Kid Rock album. And I think it was called Charlie Help Me Out. grits sandwiches for breakfast or some crazy shit like that. What was the name of the album? Anyways, Kid Rock didn't even have a fucking cowboy hat on. Look up fucking Kid Rock grits sandwiches for breakfast. He's on the back of the CD, hanging from like a fucking skyscraper with a mohawk. He's got like the house party fade and a fucking mohawk. And this is back when Kid Rock used to fucking rap, you know. It wasn't even Kid Rock. Was it Kid Rock? Was his name Kid Rock? Well, his name was still Kid Rock. I don't know why, but that definitely probably wasn't my first album ever owned. But I remember having the Bone Crusher album, Missy Elliott albums. I remember Ludacris, Back for the First Time, was the dopest album. So dope, I had to steal it from my cousin Tina. Till this day, she never got it back. Best album, you know. Charlie Illmatic, he had 2 of them shits. I kept one. Fucking, we had a lot of good albums growing up in the CD booklet, you know. But yeah, I can't remember my first album. I do remember being in Best Buy and watching some kid get fucking arrested for stealing mad CDs though when I was like 8 years old. I thought it was crazy. But shout out to fucking Shut Up Let's Talk for having us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Alizar. You know what I'm saying? Shut Up Let's Talk. Tune in. 6 Foot Interviews. They still owe me an interview. Like, I'm shouting you out right now. 6 Foot Interviews, because I'm looking forward to another interview and they owe me one, you know?
Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Drank a lot of beer if you guys cannot see the evidence here. Cheers for that, my friend.
Yeah, bro.
Anyway, folks, love, peace, chicken grease. It's been a great episode tonight, man. I hope you guys had a great time. I know I definitely did. Episode 60. I keep saying it because I'm very happy about it. And I just read in the chat, somebody said Kid Rock is dope, so I'm assuming you said Kid Rock was one of your first.
Yeah, bro.
Ba with the ba.
Yeah. Nah,
Cowboy.
actually, you know, probably one of my first albums was the Snoop Dogg album with the cartoons on the front where he's crawling on top of the doggy style.
Doggy style. Hey, that was a good album.
Yeah.
Shit, my first one was the Baha Man, dude, who let the dogs out. So.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like 10.
Yeah.
Good times, man. First real album, Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. But
It's a good one, man.
That was an amazing.
It's
That's
a
one of those
fucking
like
good one.
every song is a hit type of thing.
Yeah, it's classic timeless
Yeah.
music.
Good times, man. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out in the chat tonight. Definitely appreciate that. Let me just read Anthony in the chat says I used to splack a shit ton of CDs from Walmart.
Walmart's an easy lick, yo. Yeah.
Crystal in the chat says probably why you can't remember the first album. Huh. My voice cracked during that. That was amazing. Anthony, Michael in the chat says Trail for real. Anyway, folks. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been a great episode, folks. I hope you guys have a great one. Love, peace, chicken grease. Look both ways before you cross the street. We will check up with you guys next week. And until then, feel free to check out Sherm's music.
Yeah, man. Go follow me and stop throwing trash out the fucking window.
Stop
kids.
throwing trash out the window.
Yeah, I
It's a-
gave
it's a
them
bad
my IG
look.
already. December 20th, yo. At I'm Sure, man. Or Sherm the artist. You feel me? One of those. Just fucking follow me, people.
We will see you there, folks. Later.